It's Dr. Manny from Break the Cage MD. Gonna go ahead and knock off this number 26, Beyond the Threshold of 50. So, digital publishing is, and initially I was going with the model of saying digital publishing is art. That was what I used in the Entrepreneurship Is series. So, in the interest of consistency, I want to point out that it was originally art, but I'm going to make it more concrete in the digital publishing version when I'm iterating, and people that have been following closely know what I'm doing and understand it. So let's expand art. What do I mean by art? By art, I mean identity creation. Every time you're putting something out there, you're essentially planting a flag in semantic space. You're either repeating something that you've put out there before with more clarity, with more power, more conviction, or sheer repetition. You're also increasing the surface area that people are able to connect with you in semantic space, which in the age of semantic search is everything. That's the creation of value. You're widening your funnel, but a lot of people say the funnel model doesn't even exist anymore because it's sort of a linear model. So you're increasing your vortex. I like that better. Let me think. Yeah. If you look at Varela's model of identity creation, he has an identity autopoiesis and cognition model. And Varela is a systems biologist for folks that haven't dug into that information yet. In systems biology, you have this membrane, it's differentially permeable membrane. You consider any organism, like a collection of mitochondria, a collection of people in an organization, a team, a race, a religion, anything that has established sort of a linguistic meaning within that culture.
Time,
as
20 minutes. Distance, 1.15 miles. Average pace, 17 minutes. 20 seconds per mile.
Thank you, running lady. So within any linguistic community, you have an identity. An identity is actually a combination of things. If you borrow some of the semiotics theories, an identity in the vertical sense, like the sign signifier, and I know Carrie is like, not the semiotics, but I'm just borrowing some of the models so as to create some sort of conceptual architecture. So I'm not married to the models. But in the vertical frame, you have meaning. So that's one degree of meaning. I don't remember their exact use of words, but I don't care either. In the lateral, you have value. Value is sort of a relative meaning. Every time you're putting out a signal, which is, after you've done the right introspection, signaling your value system. And remember, values create an attractor in mimetic space. An attractor attracts. It determines the end resting state of a system. So, if you're watching water go down your drain, you might not be able to tell the path of the water, but I bet you nickels to donuts. I like that. That made no sense. Nickels to donuts. Does it make more sense if I say donuts to nickels? It really doesn't. Just messing with you. So I'll bet you anything that water, unless you put a plug in, is going to go down the drain, right? So that's one of the mechanisms of predictive analytics. You don't have to be exactly right. You just have to be right often enough for it to be profitable, or for it to be useful, for it to create value. And that's sort of, instead of looking at the lens of gain, you're looking at a lens of risk management. Like, to use a way vague metaphor, if I know the water is going down the drain, I can run outside and predict that that water is not going to end up directly unfiltered in the cup downstairs in the kitchen. Okay, that's sort of a wobbly metaphor. I use the word wobbly for broken because it actually goes through several conceptual domains, but I like the way it feels. Yeah, so digital publishing is art, but to increase I'm thinking about David's term semantic gravity and semantic density to make the definition more dependent on the context. So more bound to the context. I'm taking it down from digital publishing is art to digital publishing is creativity. And then I'm going to flip that even more precise, more concrete to say digital publishing is identity creation. And then from there, I'll put a clarifying frame that when I say identity, I'm looking at Varela and Mataruna's model of identity as it relates to being the center value that an organism uses for cognition. Now, subparagraph, when I say organism, I'm saying, again, a collection of mitochondria, a collection of people, a collection of bumblebees, a swarm of animals, or whatever. So that's like a collective computing metaphor. I think that covers it. Dr. Manny, this is video 26 of 50. Buckle up. Break the cage, MD.